isolating. I know how to isolate. I've been doing it since both my parents taught me how to do it. Um, and it's worked out well for me up until a point. But then there's this thing where you want to do something and you need help. And asking for help, I tell you, if there's a tough way to connect with people, it's asking for help. And I have huge problems with it. Uh, Mostly because I figured that nobody's listening to me, but I know I'm wrong about that, and I've actually asked for help, and I'm starting to get it now, and it's really helping me in all kinds of ways. Um, so, I mean, talking to your neighbors is great if you like talking to your neighbors.
Yeah.
Not everyone will like that, but it's also, I mean, it's good that you're reaching out in new ways, which gives you new experiences, and maybe you'll realize you aren't so weird. Yeah.
That's true, and that's true too. It's like we all feel despair and alienation, but it's like an illusion. Like we're really not alone, and people actually are. Okay, not everyone is a good person. I mean, that would be naive for me to say. I mean, there's a ton of people who are terrorists and predators and violent and angry and hateful. And I mean, of course, I mean, I'm not stupid. I mean, this is humanity. We have all the entire range of the spectrum of humans. Some people are vile. You know what I mean? They're subhuman. I mean, that just exists, and period. It is. But there are also
I
good people out there.
resist the term subhuman.
Huh?
I resist the term subhuman. It really bothers me. It's really divisive to call them that. They're human and they're good too, and they're confused. They're very confused, and sure, they can commit all kinds of atrocity, but when you divide yourself between them, the good and the bad, it's really, that's the illusion, is the division between us. And our inability to reach out to what we think is bad and convince them that they are good. They don't have to blow up whatever or do this or believe exclusive things. Like, that's our failure just as much as their bomb.
Yeah,
So,
you're absolutely right. I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, and again, like that's the idea of like being able to have dialogue, and just open, honest dialogue. And it was interesting. So I had a birthday party for my husband this weekend, and he just turned 30, and we had like close to 100 people there, and I'm kind of like testing out this stuff with a bunch of different people, and like having these conversations, and kind of like some of these friends of ours who everyone's got their own problems. You know what I mean? Like everyone's got things they're working through, and like just the way that life is, and the way that the systems are set up that like kind of like beat you down in so many ways. And I'm kind of having this conversation with people and kind of seeing, not everyone like really gets it yet. They don't feel empowered, but and maybe they make really bad choices and do mean things. Like I guess like you're saying, like saying subhuman is irresponsible for me to use that word, but like you just see people who are.
I have some frustration with it, and I can understand that because
Yeah.
I'm frustrated with it too. I mean,
Yeah, but I
it
but
sucks that these people are so disconnected.
yeah, but it's interesting though is that like so I'm talking to some of these people who are just really frustrated with life, and but then like we started having this talk, and like kind of asking, well, what really does matter? You know what I mean? Like just kind of digging into like this, and us being able to like even have the conversation where it doesn't even matter like what you did before or what happened or what you think you are. Like if I'm telling you none of that matters to me, let's just have the conversation, and you can kind of disarm them with that. Like people come out of their shell, and they're like, it's almost like putting a toe in the water and being like, is it okay for me to expose myself like this? Like, are you going to judge me? And like when they keep coming out more and more, and it continues to be a non-judgment zone, like some people don't even know how to handle that, which is, amazing and scary and weird and wonderful. And it's just like, that's kind of like my personal mission, if you want to call it that in life, is like, how do you create just that environment, whether it's on the web or if it's in real life? Like, how do you create that space in between two people where it's okay to just be yourself? And I won't judge you. You know what I mean? I won't evaluate
Well,
you or say that what you're saying is wrong, but I'll just listen and say, okay, well, I really agree with what you're saying, and here's why. You know what I mean? And just talk it out. I mean, instead of putting a stake in the ground and being like, this is what I believe in and this is right,